Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor with a final on the 62 T-Bird. I know you guys didn't get a lot of progress on the build, and that's because it was, well, don't want to say rushed, but I had to get it done for this coming up Saturday for the club meeting. Just to recap, we did a gift exchange last year, which was just a model kit. And then whatever you got, you had to build, and you had the whole year to build it in. Now, everybody knows my story. This past year has just been brutal. Not had a lot of time for anything. So the plan for it was going to be a lot bigger, more elaborate. Let me grab a tissue. I've been battling this cold for 2 months now. It won't go away. Anyways, so we'll talk about a few of the, before we look at it, because there ain't much to look at. The pros and the cons. If you're looking to modify this kit, as far as a lot of aftermarket stuff in it, it adapts pretty well. I used a set of 19 by 23 tires from Ryan Jones, and they're 12-inch wide for the rear, and they fit. I didn't have to do any modification to get those to fit. They fit in there very nice. Plus, it helps the kit, gives you lowering springs for the front and rear, or lowering spindles for the front and lowering springs for the rear, which really kind of just set the ride height. Now, I would have liked to have had the front ride height a lot lower than what it actually is, even at the lowest setting. But overall, it's a decent build. Well, let's just cut through the chase. We're going to go against the cons. Number one, this is a horrible kit. Right there's the kit. I was really looking forward to this. I thought, for sure it would be really good, and we'll start by the horrible things. Even though I dry fitted everything, mocked it up many times, thought I was good, get down to the end, of course, just a slew of fitment issues. One, if you plan on using the convertible top, it is warped. At least mine was. So you're going to have to do a lot of manipulating, getting it to work, blah, blah, blah. The glass is very fragile. Don't know why. Not really had too many kits where the glass has been really flat, fragile, unless it was just leftover glass from, the first couple releases of this kit, whatever it was. And it's just brittle. So I snapped the driver's side cozy wing glass in half. Just no pressure, just it snapped right in half. Second is the front bumper has fitment issues, but if you're patient, that will go on and you won't have any really major issues with it. The back bumper, however, after dry fitting it many times, selecting my taillights, everything dry fitted very well, went in place, looked really good. I knew I was going to have to put a little pressure to get it to line up to the back of the quarters and the roll pan, so on and so forth. But when it came down to it, it was horrible. Taillights didn't want to fit in the bezels. The bumper didn't want to go on right. Just created a slew of issues. I did get it because I finally just said, hey, I'm done with this. Let's just see where it falls. We'll put some tape on it to help kind of, hold it in place. And let it dry and see what it does. Let's, putting it mildly. The interior, little fitment issue with the dash and the door stock. So if anybody's built this kit, you'll realize that the door panels go in at an angle. That way they come up through the body and fit around that edge. even though I had mine exactly in place and the angle on them, and I had to pry and get it to pop up through the body, and it just created a world of unfortunate, I guess. But I love the look of this car. It's kind of futuristic. The turbine, rear brake lights, the detail I had planned for this would have been definitely lowering that front end down more. Same tires and wheels though. Interior, wasn't my first color choice, but the more I played with it, the two-tone, I really liked it, and that's what I'm going to go with. I'm running out of time. I got to put down a game plan. The windshield, you're better off putting it in after the frame is in, because if you put it in before, the windshield doesn't want to fit inside the A-pillar and the windshield frame very well at all, and the minute you go try to put the body on, it flexes and it pops the windshield right out. So I removed it, and I waited till I got it all done, then I put it in, and then it still didn't want to sit right, nothing. Now, countermeasures, I could have put a little more time into cleaning and prepping surfaces. Definitely would have stripped all the chrome, re-chromed it myself. I would have gone across the body with a one of these little edging tools, or whatever you want to call them, panel line scratchers, and cleaned up the moldings a lot better. It's really hard not to want to paint the chrome trim. I could have probably done bare metal foil and had probably a little bit better results, at least cleaner than what I ended up with. But, at the end of the day, it's modeling, guys. I had fun building it. I kind of went outside my wheelhouse, just a little, not a whole lot. And, we ended up with a decent build, a shelf queen. It's not going to ever go to no shows. But I'm starting to accumulate dust now. But overall, just trying to get rid of a fingerprint before you guys take a look at it. Not a bad build. I could have definitely taken my time on this and spent months and had a better outcome, I'm sure. Because, at the end of the day, guys, it's plastic. We can sand it, shape it, we can heat it up, bend it, flex it, and we can get everything to fit a lot better than what they just give us in the box. But, when it came down to it to pick body color, I definitely wanted to go with a heavy metallic, I guess the best way to say it. Wasn't sure the color so much, but the more I looked at the stripes, I was like, wow, that looks really good. I think I want to use the kit decals. First mistake. Grabbing a Q-tip here, guys. The kit decals in this are horrid. Don't use them. I'm going with the theory that it's that way across the board in every kit. They, even after using decal set and everything else, they still raised when I put the clear on, and could not tell at all. So when I put it in the dehydrator to dry, it was all too late then. And they kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, they separated and they discolored, all kinds of things. And I don't know the rhymes or reasons behind it. Maybe you do. You can drop it down in the comments if you do. It's the first time I've had one do it to this extreme and this effect. And it's a shame because the side decals, they just broke into a million pieces. The ones that are on here now are probably every bit of 6-7 pieces in each one. They just disintegrated. And that was just straight clean water, heated up, and then they broke apart. So I had to line it back up. And then they looked fairly decent. And I let them dry 48 hours. In between that, came back with another decal set on it to get them to sink down. Some parts, they sunk down very well. Other parts, it did not. They actually chipped off and broke. And then they raised. And it left this horrible splotchy. I don't know if that's where maybe clear got up underneath the decal. I didn't have them down as well as I thought. I don't know. But we'll take a look at first. The underside turned out pretty clean. We went with the OEM style hulk head on the diff. That, whatever is it called? That it's like a red oxide primer finish. I just thought that would kind of make that stand out a little bit. We custom made an aluminum drive shaft because the engine is not a kit engine. I was going to go with the kit engine and had all intentions of using that. And then I thought to myself, well, I've got this nice Coyote Voodoo engine and I want to, I've had it for a while and now I want to see how well it goes together and what it looks like in a kit and all that, just like we do with everything we get. We can't wait to use it and see what it all looks like. So after a little fine tuning there, I'm going to hold it up here instead of turn the camera around so you guys can see. I mean, the clear laid really nice, and there's no wet sanding on that, only because the decal's raised, and if I sand, it's just going to make them even worse. So it is what it is. Now, these decals back here are white, but yet, because of, I guess, the purple paint, they turned out a lavender color also. And we used the scroll script in the back and in the front. I wanted the stripes on the side. And then I had to chip them off and then had to repaint. It was just a horrid mess. The color is cosmic purple. It looks more blue in the camera. By Tropical Glitz. It's a very heavy metal flake. Let's see if we can get up there and you can see the metal flake in it. Kind of, I guess. But what a reflection. And that's just the Novus Stage 1 polish on it. And that's just to keep dust from settling on it, enhance the natural appearance. The interior is splash paints. That's a cream leather interior with a brown like suede inserts in the seats. The lower door pockets were painted to match. Aluminum right here on the door panel. The center's aluminum, then all the trim around it's chrome. That was all hand painted. The dash, they do give you gauges, which is nice, but they're super fragile too. And then the center's punched out on every single one of them instead of conforming to the shape. So that was a disappointment. The glass looks pretty good at that angle just by first glance. But if you get up and you start, like I do, I kind of pick my own work apart. There's just gaps everywhere, and it's just horrid. The seats, definitely, I recommend one thing when you do this: get the car inside it, and then install the seats so you can align them better to the headrests. The driver's side came out really good. Passenger side apparently had the seat over too far, whatever reason, don't know. But I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see like right here and here, the discoloration and the raising. And you can feel it. If you run your finger across it, you can feel those areas. So that's why I said I was going to wet sand this down and polish it out. No need. If I do, I'm going to sand right through the decals and it's going to look a lot worse than it is. And yeah, I could go back and strip it all down and redo it. But, the name of the game right now is to get as many as we can done, because we're not building anything for shows right now. These are just building to have fun. You can see there's the tires and wheels by Z-Force Model Works. These are hand painted all the chrome around the lips and everything else. That's all hand painted. 2 coats of each. I did spray the center. That's Splash True Gold for wheels. Just left it a dull finish. No shine. I'm trying to find the thing here. Those are BS Legacy 2s from Ryan Jones. 20 by 9s, 22. I'm sorry. They're 20s in the fronts by 9 inches wide and 22 by 14s in the back. And those fit, like I said, without modifying. They fit right in there. And yeah, it did spread the body out just a hair, but that is, to me, is not a game changer or anything else. I didn't use the rotors. I should have used rotors, but then I would have had to modify. So remember, time was the essence to get it all done. The hood, the trim fit in nice. Had no problems there. That painted really easy and nice. Painted all the detail underneath. It just blah, blah, blah. One thing after another, getting down to the wire. I've got some chips here and there. I've got one chip I am going to touch up. That'll be okay, just for looks. And then we've got the Coyote Voodoo engine. Now, I will have to take it off and turn it around for this. So we start. I did wire the from the throttle body. These are just vacuum lines. And we made our fuel linkage. We made our own elbow for the air filter. This overflow should be over here, but because the air cleaner's there, we just moved it over here for looks. We got real belts on it because all the pulleys are individual. And this is by Motabas Yin. If you guys ever want to look him up on Cults, fantastic engine designer. Each kit is like a model itself. Tons of pieces. You really have to reference back to Cults to know where everything goes. And it prints very well. And yes, I could have done a better. I ended up breaking the oil dipstick. I broke it 3 times, and finally it broke the little circle part. But, oh well, it's still there. A little slash of yellow. You can tell basically what it is. Just a disappointment all the way around. We do have our custom tag on it. And you can kind of see the taillights. They're just not in there right. But, it just is what it is. And there's a little flue bar right there. Exhaust was fun. We went with yellow shocks just to carry the colors through. Remember, guys, I always say, pick your colors and stay with 4 or 5 colors for the whole build. It keeps the eyes, flowing nicely. So in this case, we've got the body color, purple, and the decals are lavender. We've got all different shades of metal, which is considered one color, whether it be chrome or aluminum or steel or whatever it is. Then we have the cream and the brown. So that's 4. And then we added a 7th color, blue, and then the red and the yellow. So it's just a way to carry the colors. There we go. Carry the colors throughout the build. Not being too heavy or saturated with one color, but kind of breaking it up a little bit, making the eye jump back and forth and seeing the detail. Like I said, this could have been a whole lot better. Even stuffing that engine down in there would have been some fitment issues. I did use the kit's transmission, which really helped. But the engine itself, I would have had to modify the tunnel to get the engine back to where it needed to be and for it to sit better in there. But the hood does go on. And that was my biggest fear, is the hood not even going on. Here's the top. We detail painted all the chrome trim on it. It doesn't look right, I think, on here. It definitely doesn't sit how it should. You kind of got to just set it on there. But overall, it is a model. it turned out decent. Nothing to brag about. Not show worthy or anything like that. We'll put it in the big display cabinet when we're all done, and we'll eventually get a little individual display cabinet for it to put it up on the shelf with all the others. And, I'll have the top in there with it, and just kind of just like it is right here. And that's how it'll sit in there. Now, it is low. It looks like a nice cruiser. The cosmic purple is a really sweet color. And I'm finding now that every time you touch this thing, it leaves fingerprints. Every time. So, we don't want to touch it a whole lot. Start wearing gloves, so it'll be helpful. So yeah, we'll be taking this to the Christmas party, meeting, whatever you want to call it. And we're doing the same thing again this year. Gift exchange a model for a model. And then we have a year to build it. Hopefully this year pans out better than last year. Affords me a little more time where I can spend on the details. But I thought I had a really good game plan and execution for this. And just my, I guess, your beginning stages when you put your thought process into something, of how it's going to go together, what you want it to look like, tried and true saying, measure twice, cut once, test shoot your paints, decals you never know until you get ready to use them. And, in this case, it's a crappy thing. I didn't know that they would be that bad for being a newer kit. So I don't know if the decals of what's been around for eons. I don't think so, because here in the past 5-6 years, they've been putting the instrument cluster decals in kits now. So you don't have to sit there and try to pick out all those little numbers and everything by hand. But overall, I do like the kit. I would not build it again. Not even being paid would I build it again. But I do like, the sleekness of it. It does set low. The color is something different that I don't usually use. And it does have a little bit of blue hue to it and that purple hue to it. Tires and wheels worked out really well. Like I said, I would have liked to have these up in the wheel well a little bit more and a rake on it. But, just for a quick build, literally took me 3 weeks to build this. And that was off and on. And it could have been better. So I'm a little perturbed with myself, if you can't tell by my facial expressions, with the outcome of this. But, I went through my normal routine. Dry fit, sand, make sure it fits good. Okay, fits good. These parts fit inside it really well. Put them up together. Everything goes together, and then for it to be down to the wire. Now, the issue with my rear bumper could have totally been from where the body flared out a little bit because of the tires and wheels. But that didn't solve the problem of the taillights themselves. So, but, at the end of the day, it came together. It sits on all four. It's got a little wall. Depends on where it sits on the bench, really. If it's sitting on a glue mound or a paint mound. But, let me know what you guys think about it. It's, if I was going to put it in a class of kind of like some of my other builds, this would be like beginner stage. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of flaws, some that could have been helped, some that were just unforeseen, which we all experience. And it, it's going to look good set up on the shelf. It's not going to win me any trophies or awards, but, somebody will like it. And, the front end turned out nice. That's one thing I can say about the front bumper. The headlights go in really nice. This little guard here went on really easy. We opted out from the front license plate. I was going to use it, but I opted out. The hood fits on really nice. The little, in the sanding process, I cleaned up that opening a little bit, and that fit in there really good. Other than the dash being kind of wonky and fitting together, just the way the interior goes, I would almost, you couldn't do it, put the door cards in after the body's on, but there's just no way. But I think what I would do next time is leave the dash off. Well, you can't even do that now to think about it. It's kind of got to go there. Just make sure that you bring those door cards in far enough to clear, around this opening right here. See, this one sits really nice on the driver's side. Passenger side is still down a hair, but at the end of the day, the body did go down to the chassis. There's locating pins behind the bumper in the back, and then there's I think 2 or 4 pins in the front. So glue, hold, let it set up, and then it holds it on really nice. So AMT didn't do a horrible job. Again, I blame myself for the mistakes, because I could have overcame them. I've got enough experience to know what to deal with and how to do it. A lot of it was time, getting too big of a hurry, so on and so forth. So again, just let me know what you think down in the comments. I like it. It's not something, I came real close to throwing it away. If that's any indication how much this thing fought me tooth and nail, especially at the end when it should be just everything go together, nice, clean, and easy. More glue than needed, bigger messes, so on and so forth. Second part of the video, we'll do a little Christmas card shout out. This is for my good friend Ernest and his lovely girlfriend Kat. I don't want to say Kate. Same to you, Ernest. Happy holidays, brother. I'm not a big Christmas card giver-outer. That's a word. I do like getting them. I keep them all year round. I still have them posted from last year and the year before. It's just, kind of, that's where I'm a hoarder, I guess. It's hard to throw stuff away that people send me when it means something. And my good friend, Old Tom, Rambler69, he always has these amazing Christmas cards. He really kind of inspired me to do them this year, but then with the time crunch, I didn't have time to get them done in time. So, maybe next year. We'll see. But, thank you, Tom, Susan. I appreciate it. Nice writing inside. That's personal, so I don't show that, but awesome card. And it looks like a shop card. So they get hung up with all my shop cards. And the moment you all have been waiting for. I know I've said it a million times, and it's been a year and nothing, a little over a year. Well, we got our shop cards back. They're not the best quality. This is just the test print. I had to order the actual, amount. And I'm not big on the glossy finish, but it is what it is, a shop card. So guys, remember, I've not forgot about anybody that's emailed me about a shop card or asked me about one. I just have to wait now until they come in. It is a holiday season, so it takes a little longer than normal. And I think my wife's going to be sending this off this weekend. So hopefully one day next week that I get them back and I'll start getting them mailed out. Again, I'll contact you via email, letting you know it's on its way so you can be expecting it. Secondary thing I told you guys about, the magnets. If you guys are, you got a big piece of metal in your shop or somewhere and you like magnets, you can contact me between now and let's say let's give enough time for this. Let's say now in the first of the year, if you would like a magnet They are pricey. I mean, at the end of the day, it'll be $5. There's no shipping. It's going to get mailed to you in an envelope, and just like everything else. And I'll write a little something on the front of it with a silver Sharpie. But if you're interested in having a shop card that's a magnet, and this is the full size of it, you can trim it down if you want along that white edge. But these would be $5. That's if you want, including shipping. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the big magnets. But if you are interested in one, just drop me an email and I'll have those specifically made for that. And the order cutoff will be January 1st. I won't take any more after that. So just hit me up. Know that it won't be until after January 1st that I get these sent out for all those that do want these. You just got to let me know. Send me an email. Leave your mailing address. I am PayPal ready. You just PayPal me the $5. Friends and family. I'll make a list. I'll get them made, and then they'll be getting shipped right out to you. If not, we'll have these, and we got a pretty good list, probably close to 20, 30 people. If I had the brains and the know-how, I would have gone in and, cleaned up the picture a little bit before I would have printed it out. I would think that they would look at the proof and say, okay, well, we need to Photoshop this a little bit. It needs to be Photoshopped. But just to get shop cards out, this is good enough for now. I will eventually go back to the old style that are, card-based. It's just those are very expensive. Since I've not built any commission builds, I've not done anything extra this summer like I normally do to make the money to put into my hobby account, money's tight. And, I've had to use a lot of my own personal money for endeavors I've had to do this summer. So, just money's tight. Can't get frivolous. So next up on the build is we're still working on Ernest's figure for his build. We've got our lowlights, midtones, and highlights in. Now we just got to come back and do blending, some back shadowing, and that's done with washes and stuff like that. And then start really getting honed in on our face details. We get our hair done, hair did, and then we got the shoes. And then we can get a final coat of clear on this and get this sent back to Ernest. Again, I use the 3-step method if you guys are curious. These are the Army Painter War Paints. It gives you the, what's it called? Let me find the, here. Oh, base coat, midtones, and then highlights. Now, these are open to your own interpretation, and the detail that's in the model, the angle that the light's hitting it. So, I always start off with the darkest, and then I come over and I do whiter with the midtones, and then I come back and do a little whiter with the highlights, because then I can come back and I can blend everything in and settle it down a little bit, and then the washes kind of pop it out, make it all stand out. So we got a little bit of work left to do on him. Ernest said there's no rush, so I don't want to, this is going to be standing next to his build at a show one day soon, hopefully. So I want it to be right. So next up on the bench, so we're 4 builds into this year. Yay. I usually do about 7 or 8. So we've got the Mustang, the orange one, if you remember, I did for my niece, my editor. We did both Impalas, the Cheech and Chong, and then the 65 Foos kit for my aunt. And then we've got the T-Bird done. So that's 4. And then Shorty, everybody remembers Shorty, is what's on the bench now. I spent half the morning cleaning my bench and organizing a little bit. Kind of revisit him real quick. All the details in here. We got some touch-up painting to do. I got to put the cross member back in. We'll get the engine back in. We'll make our final connections on our brake lines, our power steering lines, all that. You can see the engine, the radiator hoses are already in place. We just need to get everything glued and set back in place. And then we got to detail paint up our carb a little bit. And then we've got finished getting the interior together. Mainly just the door cards on, the dash on, steering wheel in. We got our decal to put on the glove box. So that'll really kind of finish off this. I do have some touching up to do on the seat. I got some splotchiness going on here, so we'll do some light touch up on that. And then we've got our box of parts that were scratch made and painted and ready to go. The grill emblems in here, door handles, mirrors, the top of the dash itself, the step guards, steering column, etc. Tail lights, all in there. And then everything else is in here. These nice little separator boxes. You get this with these big arches in here. This helps when you're in the stages. These tires and wheels fit in there and the lid closes, so it gives you things. But we've got like our battery hardware. We got some gas cans to decorate up. Most everything's detail painted and ready to go. We just have to kind of, before we get ahead of ourselves, go through and double check everything. I don't know what this is. I put my glasses on to see what that is. Yeah, so just some finalized things. We got to get our red line painted back on the grill. A couple things I'm not happy with is on the, if you look again, remember, STS decals. Great little decals. You guys remember there's the hood. It's already been painted. We will shoot another coat over top of this. So we're ready to prep. Now, I scratch made these little panels back here. I am not happy with those at all. So we're going to remove those, sand this all down smooth, and I'm going to remake those. And then it'll be starting to mask off and getting the body color on it. We can start detail painting the engine compartment, so on and so forth, getting all the chrome trim done. I'm not sure on how I want to do the chrome trim yet. I may mask off and then do the chrome trim that way. I don't know. And here's our 3D printed diamond plated bumper we decided to go with, so I got to get this chromed. So I got probably a week or two's worth of work. This should ride us out to the very end of the year. And then we'll be starting the MGSF Mustang. We'll be starting to finish up, where'd it go? The EV Charger. We will be finally starting on Senior's tribute build. And then we will probably branch off and do some more finishing up of things. We've got the Oliver Biden project that's really close. We need to get it finished. We need to get the Dodge Challenger finished. I need a windshield for the, what is that thing? The 71 Boss Mustang. I need another windshield. If somebody has one, please message me. Even if it was a vacuum formed, I'd be cool with that. That actually helped me a lot more because the thickness trying to get in for the roll cage, that is a lot thinner. And I've not ruled out trying to make one. But that one's close. I want to get it done also. So then that will leave an open door for us to finish up the 58 Impala, which was a viewer's choice from a couple years ago. The 53 Chevy. And then we'll be starting two new projects, which is the Fairlane and the 66 short bed F100. And after that, we're probably going to be spending a lot of time on the diorama to kind of get it done and out of the way. Because remember, it's a diorama and a truck build. The truck build is about 60% done. Diorama's about the same. So, we're just finishing up. And then over here, we have I want to get back to a project of the restoring that Corvette, the 68 Corvette convertible. I've had that body painted for 6 years, and now it's time to finish it up. I have the 2 donor kits up here. So between the 2 donor kits and everything else, I should be able to get that one finished. And then we need to move back to the 66/65 C10. If you remember, that's the one that had the custom green flames and everything on it. Because that one's fairly close to being done too. And then we have the EV charger we need to get done. The Ring Brothers charger. So I think next year I'm expecting it to be a lot like this year. When it comes to springtime, camper, a lot of work to do there, work to do back at the house. So it's going to be go, go, go. So very little time in the shop. So I want to use my time wisely, and we're just going to plug away at it. I really don't want to start a whole lot of new projects until I get some of this stuff caught up and, get it finished, and we'll see how things go. And you never know. If time allowing, I may jump in and throw in a whole new build. If somebody decides they want to send me something, I can get that built for you and sent back to you. That way I allow enough time for all that. It's just time management. So I got to hone my skills on that. So again, I hope you guys like the T-Bird. I'm okay with it. It's not to my standards, but, it's okay. It was fun to do. I learned a lot. If I ever had to build one, and that's the key word, had to, I would definitely, it would be a kit that would take me about 4 or 5 months to build, because knowing what I know now, I would go back and I'd strip the chrome. I'd make sure those taillights fit in there perfect. Bumpers all fit, align the door panels better. All the stuff that went wrong with this one, I could definitely correct with the next one. But I don't foresee me building another one. I think the next one I want to build is the 57, 58 T-Bird. And those will be for the diorama, the gas station / garage diorama. And then, sooner or later we got to get started on the Ghostbusters. I still need a few more things for that one. I've got a kit coming from Jay at Jay's Mini Scale Garage for that one. And then I got to figure out a couple other little cars to sell out there. And then I need some, a van. I think ambulance van would be good to have, kind of rounded out, multi-vehicle diorama. And then we have gas for nights. So, a lot of great things coming, guys. It's just going to be in between. I know a lot of these have been back to back to back, but these have all been so close to being done is the reason that's happened that way. So we'll see you back in a week or two, probably right before Christmas when I get Shorty done. If anything important jumps up, I'll jump on and make a quick video. Until then, guys, keep up the great work. I've been watching everybody's videos, trying to get caught up on that. Learning a lot of great stuff. You guys are knocking it out of the ballpark. Keep it up. Again, Buster's Customs. If you guys are wanting to dabble in 3D printing, he's got great tutorials on, how to do things. And I want to get my hands on one of those 73 Chevelles. It's one I saw years and years ago, and I was like, wow, I'm not big on the 70s, but that particular Chevelle I like very well. There's several others, the Maverick and the Comet, and then there's a Ford Falcon. I think it's a 61 or 62 Ford Falcon. There's several, and I don't care if 3D printed, kits that I've always wanted to build, and thanks to the world 3D printing now, they're becoming more accessible. But go check out Buster's Customs. He's just a great builder. He's got great products. He'll work with you if you're something specific you're wanting, and he's got multitude of it. He'll either give it away or sell it to you cheap. And you gotta praise people like that they're not undercutting somebody, but they're making it affordable for guys like me and you. the balling on the budget. That's our number one theme. And with people like that doing that, that makes it nice. You get to build a kit you may normally would not get to build. If push comes to shove, I guess I'll need to reach out to him and see about one of those 73 Chevelles. If they're still available, how much they would cost, blah, blah, blah. I do want the complete kit. Even though, I'll do my own spin on it. But that's for down the road. Until then, guys, definitely go out and check out all the great modelers on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's thousands and thousands of us, all with unique styles and takes on everything and ways of doing things. And it's a reference. YouTube is a reference. We can open it up, watch somebody's video, and we can learn how to do something that we normally wouldn't do, or we didn't know how to do. A part that's available that we didn't know was available. All that stuff, it's like in the old days where we picked up a magazine and we're amazed about all these different things that were available and we didn't know about because the magazine brought it to us. Well, now you have YouTube, you have Instagram, Facebook, all these, what's the other ones? TikTok, X, you have all these platforms where people are doing modeling on there and you get to see all their different things. But definitely just take a day and go through and start scanning model cars on YouTube, and there's guys that will blow your mind. There's guys that are just everyday builders like me. And sometimes I go above and beyond, but it's, to me, it's a blessing to have this, because there's times that I don't know how to do something, or I want to do something, but I've never done it before, and somebody's done it, and I can watch their video and watch it 50 times if I have to. And then I can kind of take it from there and get it going on my own. But that's it, guys. Till the close to the final, maybe we may do a little show you where we're at with it, and then all that. I'm not rushed on this, so if something jumps up and starts causing me issues, I'm just going to put it away for a while and be dwelling on it until I can figure out a different way to do it, because I want this one to be pretty much, not flawless, but spot on. So till then, guys, this is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.